Dublin's north side, inner city, in the 60s and 70s was a tough, hard-scrabble place. That's where I grew up. Grangegorman is in the heart of a medieval city, and it's been walled off from the outside world for over 200 years. The Gorman, as it was known, was right next door to where I lived. As kids, we roamed the outside edges of its walls with only a vague idea of what was inside. The patients inside knew it as a place of pain and horror for decades. Every Dubliner, including myself, knew someone who had spent time up in the Gorman. Not many ever stepped foot inside. Let me first tell you a little bit about my own transformation. School and I parted company when I was 13. That's right. I went working on building sites. Digging ditches and plastering walls outside in the rain really wasn't for me. So what other skills did I have? Well, I could draw. At 16, I landed a job as tea-boy with E.N. Smith's architect's office. My job was to serve cups of tea to the architects. I had arrived. In those days, there were assistants to assistants, and I was the junior assistant. And over time, I worked my way up to junior draftsman. It was there I discovered a love and passion for architecture. I made a decision. I wanted to become an architect. There was just one small problem. I hadn't finished school. So I took myself off to Ringsend School, a school for youngsters who hadn't gotten into college. There, I met an amazing woman, Ma Doyle, the school principal, lead motivator. Ma Doyle didn't just talk about transformation, she actually transformed. It was a total shock. Can you imagine studying advanced physics without even knowing the basics? The first set of exams I took, honors of course, I failed them all. Except art, I got an A. Thank God for that. I had one taken care of. Thank God. I kept at it. The game changer, the biggest day of my life, was the day Dublin Institute of Technology accepted me into the School of Architecture. I was 20 years old the day I started. Why was I so passionate day one? I knew what I wanted. I certainly didn't want to be outside in the rain plastering walls. I loved those 5 years at Bolton Street DIT. The Fulbright Scholarship made graduate school possible. Thank you, Senator Fulbright. I owe you a huge debt of gratitude. I chose UCLA School of Architecture's master's program. It focused on urban design, the big plan for cities. Our professors, Charles Moore and Buzz Yudell, taught us there is no end to possibility when creative solutions are sought. Architecture was a passion. Education is transformative. Educators, you all know your own. They are the heroes. But this story is about a far bigger transformation than my own. 25 years on from my student days, the competition to design a master plan for Grangegorman was announced. My alma mater, Dublin Institute of Technology, was moving to Grangegorman. We had to enter. I got an education to become an architect, and because I became an architect, I could take part in an extraordinary transformation in my own hometown. DIT has also been spread across the city in 39 different locations for over 130 years. It's now moving to a single campus at Grangegorman. Early on in the competition process, I flew to Dublin to visit the site. After all, I only knew it from the outside. I had no idea of the 74 acres inside. My brother Patrick and I walked the hospital grounds. He told me what happened in there years ago. He talked, I listened. It was hard listening. His story was a world of pain, hidden behind a wall of silence. His words punched holes in the silence. Here we were, now in our 40s, talking openly about something that was kept a secret for so long. During that walk, we imagined a new chapter. Together, we imagined how darkness could make way for light. It was an education. I have spent most of my adult life in California, away from such concerns. But that day, I learned the patients' stories matter. Their voices count. I knew I had to make sure that history was brought into the master plan in a meaningful way. How do you give voice to human memory? Instead of erasing and scraping and removing the past, we integrated the existing landscape paths and buildings into the proposed campus. The urban path from Henrietta Street along St. Brendan's Way connects to the social heart. The student union, cafe, and bookstore are housed in the old stone buildings. The site was originally chosen for the mental hospital because of its elevation within the city, better air for the patients. The library is the new academic heart, and from inside the library, you will see the expansive scale of the landscape, as it was these past centuries. I made another trip to Ireland, this time with the competition boards, to make sure they were delivered on time. Afterward, I shared a drink with John Mitchell, our Dublin team partner. A job well done. The day we heard we won the competition, you could hear the excitement and celebrations on both sides of the Atlantic. I am not a poet, a great writer, nor orator. I am an architect. So why do architects do what they do? Why do we explore ideas to deliver creative solutions? Could it be we sketch, we draw, we build models to make real what we believe? In every connection, you are transformed, and you have the power to transform. The master plan integrates Grangegorman into the fabric of Dublin. We set out to shape a new kind of place, a place for students, for patients, and the community. I was reminded of my own hero, the architect Louis Kahn. A city is the place of availabilities. It is the place where a small boy, as he walks through it, may see something that will tell him what he wants to do his whole life. The new urban quarter at Grangegorman will be such a place in Dublin. The concept of the open hand reaching out suggests our vision for the campus. The fingers reach out into the city. They invite all Dubliners to come on in. Grangegorman is no longer trapped behind a stone wall. We didn't create this new urban quarter in isolation behind closed doors. It involved many, many stakeholders. Our job was to make real their dreams. Together, we gave back something special to the city of Dublin that will excite Dubliners in unexpected ways. The first 1,200 students have arrived on campus, the art students. DIT will accommodate up to 22,000 faculty and students by 2020. Now there's transformation for you. The darkness of the old Gorman is gone. A new campus is taking shape in Dublin. Grangegorman is looking good. There are many heroes in these stories. let's credit all who made them happen. It's time to walk the site again with my brother to review the progress. Grangegorman is looking good. When a 13-year-old school dropout gets a chance at a university education, when a mental asylum is transformed into a university campus, and when a former patient can walk in this new place filled with optimism in life and life, I think it's fair to quote Mark Twain. Apparently, there is nothing that cannot happen today. In parting, the most important advice I can offer is follow your passion. That's where real transformation comes from. It's not always easy, but it is the most worthwhile. Thank you. Thank you.